Welcome back to episode 347 of the Guide and Guns podcast. I'm your host, Troy.
I'm
You
your
don't
other
hear
host.
me again? I didn't think you heard me there for a second. You're frozen, Doug. I don't know what happened, but you just locked up. You with us?
Still can't hear me? I'm
Oh,
with
I
you.
can hear you now. Okay, good deal.
I'm here.
We use this podcast to talk about guide guns and the responsible Christian gun owners' interests. In this week's podcast, we'll be talking about Christmas and catching up on where we've been in the past. First off, we want to thank our sponsors, Primary Arms. They have a cool sale going on right now. It's called the year end clearance event, and they have got some good deals over here. This Primary Arms SLK 2.5 compact prism scope. I have one of those, and normally it's $249. You can see it's $159 right now. Clear glass. It has got a really nice. I don't know if you like this kind of horseshoe target, but I love it. And it's illuminated, so when it's low light, you just turn the illumination up to whatever you need to, and it's got its drop compensating in there, so you know where your holdover is for each of the yardage ranges, and then you got some offset if you're going to lead something on the run like a pig or whatever it is. Go over and check out
Like a
Primary
pig.
Arms. They have been really good to us, and we appreciate their sponsorship. They also are running sell all kinds of other things, not just not just that scope. They've got $20 off your next order if you go in and sign up to get on their list. But your in clearance sale has got some pretty good stuff on there. All kinds of optics, some uppers here for sale. So go over and check them out. There's a lower for sale. There's a Hollow Sun. Hey, I need one of them. Huh. I'll be right back, Dick. No. Go over and check out Primary Arms and let them know that you appreciate them sponsoring the show. Also, you can use the link firearmsradio.net/PA Papa Alpha, and you can help us out and support the show and support Firearms Radio Network. Also, we want to remember Firearms Radio Network. They have lots of shows over there, lots of new content creators over there, lots of old people like me and Doug over there. We got Reloading Podcast, a lot of those guys over there. Got Mike and all the crew over there on Mike Reloading Podcast. We got Professor Paul over at where it is. I then forgot my brain. Is it left the building? Help me out,
Student of
Doug.
the gun.
Still the gun.
Student of the gun.
So go over, check out the Markles. I have not harassed them lately, so I probably need to get back to harassing them. I used to harass Paul all the time on his live chats, but good people, and I remember some of the shows a little bit more, a little bit not so friendly, family friendly, but all good people. Just a heads up, Patriot Patch Co. Our buddies over at Patriot Patch, Jake and all the gang there are really, really, really good to me and Doug, and we really appreciate all the love and support and affection they send to us and the cool stuff they send us to look at and play with and give away. And I've got to find, I had a whole stack of them here. I swear I'm losing my mind, dude. I put things in places and I come back and they're gone. I don't know. I think my dog must be moving things on me. Whatever the case is, they make patches, stickers, shirts, banners. Looks like this back here for us, and gun rugs. That was such cool stickers. Let me see if I think I see something underneath all them papers. And no, they're not there. Oh, I know it was. I gave it to the kids because it was all Christmas stuff. The last one. Oh, here's one. That's turkey. I already showed y'all turkey. I am so unprepared tonight. I apologize. But go over to check out patriotpatch.co and you can get your own stickers and paraphernalia. I'm a little bit. I'm a little bit tired, drunk. I don't know how to explain it. I've been running all day, and and I'm running on some light fumes here. Doug, this week's gun activities. Well, it's been 3 or 4 weeks. So, how you been? Can you hear me, Doug? Because I can't hear you. You don't hear me? Well, it says you're muted. I'm clicking on mute mic. You must be muted on your end. Is your mic muted?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yo,
Can you hear me now? I can hear you. Doug disappeared. Well, I'll go ahead and start talking about my day. I don't know where Doug went. He was having some in and out problems there early, and then this last time he couldn't speak, so I don't know what happened there. Weird. So like my dog's locked out. I hear him barking outside. All right. So my stuff. What have I been doing? On the God side, been daily Bible reading. 3 of the last 4 Sundays we have been home because, first of all, I had the flu, I thought, and then the doctor said it might have been COVID because all 3 of my children here still at home got it. My oldest daughter first. And when she was about halfway into it, my son got it. And when he was about halfway into it, I was like, Doug is back. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I could hear you a while ago, but you were muted. And when you unmuted, then you couldn't hear me. I don't know what that was about.
I don't know. My whole headset lost power, and I don't know.
Weird. I was
It
just
is.
giving them my what I've been doing since we last spoke, since you were gone for a bit.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. Technical difficulties is our second nature. So
It's this cold weather down here in Georgia. My stuff ain't working right.
it might be the cold weather here in Kentucky because it's -1 right now. All right, so I'll finish up with my God activities and we'll go back to you.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
So I was telling them I'd not been to live service except for 1 out of the last 4 Sundays because I had the night of Thanksgiving. I come down with chills and sick stomach, and then it was like a sinus infection, which turned into a head cold, which turned into some kind of a throat thing that turned into a lung thing. It took me 2 weeks pretty much to get over it. I assumed it was a flu because everybody had the flu around at that time, or the crud, the Kentucky crud. And so I didn't think anything about it. Didn't go to the doctor, just fought it off. And well, I got over it. Then Daphne got it. And then she was feeling bad. Actually tried to go to work. She was feeling so bad. She couldn't do it anymore. They told her to go home. She went home with the doctor and they said, "Oh, you got COVID." So they said, "Your dad probably had COVID," because he said I was sick before that. And then my daughter got COVID the next day. My second younger daughter got the COVID the second day. My son had it. So all 3 of them have gone through it. Well, Audrey still got it. So we weren't around anybody at church because of that. Uh, my youngest daughter, she's still struggling a little bit with it. And then I ended up stepping on a nail last Thursday while working out in the barn. One of the guys that works is helping me out on the farm. I hired him to help do the heavy lifting and stuff that I can't do by myself. And he'd been cleaning up an old barn and moved a bunch of stuff around. And I saw a old sideboard for an old grain truck that had been on the farm. And I saw a nail sticking up out of it. And I thought, I kick that nail over so nobody will step on that. And I kicked the nail over, and I was looking around for any more. I didn't see it, and about that time, I stepped on a nail that went all the way up through my foot, almost came out the top.
Hmm.
So I pulled my foot up off of that and kicked that nail over. I tried not to step anymore. I looked around and that's what I had, and there was blood already coming out bottom of my shoe. So I just walked to the truck and drove to the immediate care center. And I hadn't had a tetanus shot in 20 years, probably. So got a tetanus shot and got some antibiotics. And they said, yeah, you probably want to follow up with your podiatrist on that one. So I went to the podiatrist. He took X-rays, and they said, "Well, you didn't the nail didn't go through any bones, didn't break any bones, and didn't hit any major veins. So keep off of it for the next 3 weeks." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, don't go walking anywhere unless you absolutely have to." I just laughed at him. He goes, "Yeah, I know you can't do it. I know you won't do it,
Yeah.
but try to stay off as much as you can." And gave me a prescription for some silver cream ointment, which I already had a bunch of, and told me to soak it once a day and change the bandages once a day and keep it elevated as much as possible. I mean, it's not elevated right now, so probably have a box in there or something. I've been up walking the majority of the day today. Uh, so it's been crazy 4 weeks for us. We've been sick, and I couldn't talk or anything for 2 of those weeks. And then I stepped on the nail just after I was getting over the flu COVID crud stuff. And so it's been fun here in the Clapton household. It got down to -9 last night, and we had
Ooh.
yeah. And then with the wind chill, it was like -30 something, 40 something. I forget what the wind chill was, but it was really, really cold. Our water tanks froze up, and so Gunner was able to break one of them open. We had a heater in the one tank, and it froze solid, so I guess it went bad. Got a new heater yesterday, but didn't get it in before the weather hit. So he got the ice broke on the second tank and when dropped it in the heater, and it's working tonight. But went to go fill it up. It's so cold that the water hose just snapped and shattered. When plastic gets cold, it's no longer limber. It just sort of shatters. So it just shattered in a million pieces. Went to go try to find a water hose tonight, and the only thing left open was a dollar store, and they don't carry them except for summertime and spring. So we'll have to try to find one tomorrow, or we're going to start carrying buckets of water from the hydrant to the tank. So
Mm.
it's been fun. Then we had the two of the rental houses lost heat in the last 2 days. And then tonight, about 3 hours ago, I got a phone call from one of the renters said, "Hey, I don't have any heat." And I find out, long story short, that they got the mini splits and they don't have any strip heaters in them. And so they only work down to about 15 degrees and they quit working. So we had 3 of the 4 units in that fourplex didn't have heat. So Gunner and I scrambled around and gathered up little electric space heaters from everywhere we could. So the water pipes in one of the units was already froze up before they called me. So that was fun. And I felt like I got frostbite out there in that wind, man. It's cold after tonight. It was cold last night, but it's cold tonight too. That was pretty much last 4 weeks for me. I'll talk about guns, and I'll go ahead and finish up my gun stuff. Gun stuff. What the heck are you doing there? My computer's got its own mind. EDC, of course, is everyday carry everywhere I go, which lately has been around the house and just to rental properties and the farm. Got some parts in for my 4570, my Henry 4570. Got one of those, I forget the brand name. I should have wrote it down, but it's a modern forearm grip. It's got the M-lock slots on it and stuff for it's got a sling point and it's got a place to mount your flashlight and all that on it. And I got a LaRue tactical swingway mount for my PVS 14 in and put that on the on the gun that stays beside the bed, so I can go dark and silent if I need to. Well, not too silent because my suppressor hasn't been approved by the DAFURA. Has not approved my ability to have a silencer because being quiet is so evil. Uh, let's see. On the farm, we talked about it's so cold that I moved all the cows up in the upper pasture and away from the creeks and the ponds and the too far from the barn. It was so cold last night. I was afraid they would get froze down there in that bottom. Been feeding them rolled hay because we've been rolling through the baled hay. So I started feeding them roll hay 2 weeks ago, and they're going through a roll of hay about every 3 days. There's only 9 of them, and 3 of them are baby calves. So
Hey,
they chomping away on it, boy. But was feeding them that, and then it got down to -9 last night, and that wind was 25 miles an hour, and it's snowing. It was a mess. They all went in the barn and stayed in there all night. I don't think they came out till around noon today.
I can't say as I blame them.
No, no. I was wondering if I was going to try to find some heaters for them. Merry Christmas, guys. I'm sorry I'm not paying attention to the comments over here. Merry Christmas to you, Jill. Merry Christmas, Heather. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got the card. Good deal. Let's see. And Ham, I've been just checking in the local nets every once in a while. Not very often. But as I have an opportunity, I try to. Booked tickets and hotel for Hamcation in Orlando in Florida, in February. And we got a new winner of the person who got their license.
Uh-oh.
First person got their license got that sent me all the information. Got a Yaesu FT4X, and his name is Brian Herbert, and his call sign is Kilo Charlie 3 Victor Echo Echo. He's out of Hamburg, Pennsylvania. Passed his tech, got his license on November the 22nd. So
Nice. Congratulations.
he already has a radio. I shipped it a couple of weeks ago. So he's got the radio and is hopefully using it often and enjoying it. And so congratulations to Brian. All right, you're guiding gun activities now. We'll catch you back up.
You need to get a net started up there for the God and Guns.
Yeah, I don't have nothing to do right here. I need something else to do.
I know. Get one fired up.
We can do it. The trouble is, I would set up a fusion net, but I don't know how to set up the WiresX bridge to the fusion so that you can get into it. But you got D-Star, but you don't have an HT, so you have to be sitting in your truck unless you get your HT for Christmas.
It's true. Well, I still have a 4100 I can put in the house, so
Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
I just got to figure out how to do it. Well, I wouldn't need much of an antenna if I was just running off the hotspot in the house. Just
You
to do
need enough
D-Star.
that you're not getting feedback. You need to be a heavy. Well, you got that. I gave you a J pole.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you need. You just need that. You want to run it outside though, because even at 5 watts, you don't want to. I
Don't
think
want to
that's
sit
a
around it.
You don't want it in your house. No. Well, I mean, your HTs are 5 watts, but you don't want to transmit on that no more than you have to.
Right.
But that's a more resonant antenna than that big J pole. You can set it on a tripod, but if you get it outside, you can talk on the local nets from that and reach further.
I was trying to think of a way I could either take it outside or put it up and get it in the attic or something, but I don't know. I don't know how to bring it in yet. I have to figure something out.
I'll be coming down through there in February. We can figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
I'll send you a materials list. Can you have antennas in your subdivision?
Oh yeah, I didn't move anything that's got covenants or nothing on it. No HOAs or anything.
All right, good deal.
So I can put as gaudy as I want to.
We can redneck that thing up in no time.
Heck yeah. Put Christmas lights on it. Rock on. Let's see. What have I been up to? Of course, I've been doing on the God side. I've been doing my Sportsman's Daily devotional. We also went to church this past week for for the Christmas musical called Believe 22. It was real good. Um, they put a lot of work into it. It was very good. So congratulations to them. On the gun side, of course, everyday carry. Man, we just been getting ready for Christmas. Wendy and I both have had the flu. Thank goodness I took the flu shot. Not only did it cripple me for about a month, with messing with my knees, then I get my knee better. I've been having a rough time. I get my knee feeling better, and I was vacuuming the other day, messing around, and I wasn't paying attention, and I walked by the vacuum and I hit the little metal piece on the wheel as I walked by it and kicked it, and it split my toenail on the side.
Oh,
So that
yeah.
that still hadn't quite got just right yet. So been gimping around on the other foot now. So, but I'm getting better, getting better. Um, Getting ready to do some pig hunting. Some of the guys um, that I pig hunt on have about deer hunted themselves out. Deer season goes out on the 9th of next month anyway, so they're gonna let me start coming back in. So I broke out one and I swapped the scope that I had on it. I had a what did I have on it? I had a Burris TAC 30 on this gun. So I switched it back over to being a pig killing weapon. And have this is ATN 4K Pro night vision with an IR on it. And I'm probably going to swap that IR back out. I have a Streamlight IR that's a lot better and a lot further throw on it. So getting this bad boy ready. Not that I'm going to hunt with it much, but I take it along for folks that want to go hunt with me that don't have one, so they don't sit there all night and just watch me shoot stuff. Give them an opportunity to kill something.
You see, Chris Rogers said you're getting old, Doug.
See, Chris Rogers said, "I'm getting old." I am getting old. I've been old, buddy. Let's see. It's funny that Chris is on here because I saw a picture today. I've started following the LaRue County Library. I think it is. A bunch of folks up there looking, getting pictures of our class and stuff when we were growing up.
They were all black and white, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. Yeah,
Tim,
but
what do they call it? Template.
yeah, but somebody had posted one yesterday. It was the LaRue County FFA. Um, it was something we had done at state or something, and I had my picture in there with the sole judging team, along with a bunch of other stuff that we won or competed in or something at the state level. And I thought that was pretty cool. I sent it to my wife. I said, "Look at that youngster right there." And she said, "Don't even look like you." I'm like, "Yeah, thank you." But so Chris, yes, we are getting old.
What's this wee stuff?
Oh, you getting right there with me, brother?
I'm the same age as you for about 3 months a year.
Yeah, you are. I moved back ahead now, though, ain't I?
Yep, you caught up. Or you went
Yep.
ahead.
Moved back out in front.
Yeah, you take the lead anytime.
Let's see. I got my rifle. Got my rifle. I got to go sight it in though. May get to go to the range, but I'm headed out this week, heading to Arkansas for my first trip out there to shoot a few ducks. I hope.
Yeah, I was surprised you hadn't went already.
I know. I haven't had time to do a whole lot of nothing
Now
really.
you should have another granddaughter on the way if you're going hunting, aren't you?
Uh-uh.
Every time you go hunting, it's time for another baby to be born.
We yeah. Maybe they're done for a little bit. They'll put the nix on that one. But I've been doing Santa Claus a little bit this past week, and I love doing that, man. I do it for a. I got started in 2002 was the first year I did it for. It's a it's a group of mentally challenged. It's basically a home, but they got workshops and stuff, and it's affectionately known as Happy Hour. Well, a buddy of mine was on the board down there, and he got me to come down and be Santa one year, and I've been doing it ever since. And man, I tell you what, you go in there, and if you're not in the Christmas spirit when you walk in there, you will be when you leave. I promise you, because when I walk in there, I got the suit and stuff on, and they believe, buddy, and they get a present, maybe two presents, something. But they are so thankful for anything they get, and it just fills you up with Christmas spirit. It's awesome. But I have to send you a couple pictures. They got a few pictures out doing it and stuff this year, and but it's a lot of fun.
You have to
But
post them up on Facebook.
huh?
Post them up on Facebook.
Yeah, yeah, I could.
Well, you probably have to get permission of whoever's in charge of the kids to put their pictures up. But you put your picture up.
Oh, I could put. Not well. You probably can't see most of them, but they're mostly adults. I think they have to be at least 18 to be there, and they do all kind of different things. They have some programs with Robins Air Force Base, where they sort bolts and different things from aircraft, and get them packaged back up and that kind of stuff. So it's a really really cool place.
Cool.
But other than that, I have not been doing a whole lot. Um, Getting ready to go do some shooting, man. That's what I'm ready to do.
I'm wanting to warm up some so I can do some shooting. I like shooting, but I ain't going out there 0 degree weather with 20-mile-an-hour winds. It just ain't happening.
Man, it's supposed to be down to 15 here tonight. This is Georgia, man. It ain't supposed to get that cold down here.
Y'all get any snow out of that little blow through?
Nah, it this morning, um, when I got up, got ready to go to work, yeah, it misted rain all night. And I don't know. I think when I went to work this morning, it was 43, 44 degrees. So it wasn't really cold enough to.
That's shorts weather in Kentucky.
Oh yeah, it was here too.
I was wearing shorts. It was 40 or 42 the other day. I was wearing shorts and went to town, went to the chiropractor, and they just shake their head at me like, I got enough hair. It's all right.
I'm gonna get my fill. The first day we hunt in Arkansas, the low is supposed to be 16 that night, and the
Ooh.
high is going to be like 23,
You could be
maybe.
Jesus. You can walk on the water.
You can. But by Thursday, the high is supposed to be a 61. So
Oh, so you know, sink. You'll
the
be like
ducks will be
Peter.
like,
You'll be
"Do we
like
stay?
Peter
Do we
then.
go?" Yeah, I know. Just straight to the bottom.
Straighten them up.
But that's it for me, man. That's what we've been up to.
EDC check. Carrying the Shadow Systems XR 920, 9mm. And still got the, I think that's a Streamlight. I forgot the maker of this one. Streamlight. It's a IR and visible light and laser on it. I don't know if you can see that laser on the camera or not. Let's see if yeah, you can see it. Laser. IR laser. See it?
Hmm.
Shows up. There's a light and laser IR, and then you can switch it back to visible light. So when I'm running night vision, I can see them. They can't see me. Well, unless they got night vision, they can see my light. Well, you probably see me too. And let's see, it's in a Super Tuck, and got the what have I got? I got a Softy tourniquet. I got the ED2 Defender light. I don't remember which pockets I got everything in because that came in from all that rental property work, and I had lights and knives and keys and everything in 3 different jackets. I don't know where anything's at. I left my Henry upstairs. I was going to have it down here with me, and I didn't get back till like right before the show started, so I just came on down to the dungeon and fired up the old Crichton computer and got going. What are you packing tonight?
I like to see how you got it decked out. I've been toting the Sig P365 around. That's what I carry most of the time now. Got it in my pocket, but if I go out after I get home, um, I got the old Glock 19 on, so that's what I go out most of the time with. But I was trying to get show notes and stuff done a while ago, and I left it on the end table next to my chair, so I didn't bring it back here with me.
Good deal. If you haven't already, you all need to hit that like, thumbs up button, whatever it is that makes it look good to us. You can even put the thumbs down. I think it works either way. You can hate us or like us. I think it still makes more people want to see us. Probably if your friends hate people like us, then the down button probably works just as well as up button. And if you're like really really want to talk to us, you can say something over there in the comments. It always helps as well too. So we appreciate that. On to the next thing. You guys a joke.
I do got a joke. I figured it's keeping with the spirit of, excuse me, Christmas. A young boy went up for his turn to see the store Santa. Santa asked the boy what he wanted for Christmas. The boy replied, "I want an electric train set. If you could get me that." Santa told him and said, "Well, if I bring you a train set, your dad's going to want to play with it too. Is that okay?" The boy became very quiet for a moment. So Santa asked him, "Is there anything else you would like me to bring you for Christmas?" The boy promptly replied, "Another train. Bring one for me and Daddy."
That'll work.
Just something about trains, man. You gotta love them.
We got one that they put around the tree every year, and they haven't put it on the tree this year for some reason. I saw it all piled up in there when I came through.
Derailed.
Derailed, ready to happen. Chris Rogers says he's got the piece 365 as well. Chris Rogers trades guns more than a gun store. I tell you what, that man. You got that much money, you can just trade guns all day long, I guess.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. That P365 is a nice little. It's a nice little gun, nice little pocket gun.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to get me a holster for it. I want to get the mini tuck for it.
I went ahead and ordered me a crossbreed holster. I've gotten to where I think I can fit my Shadow Systems into a different type of rig. So I might be carrying it differently here soon. So I ordered me one of them special up front and nasty holsters.
You go get you a gunner holster.
I got me a gunner holster.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, by springtime, man, when I pull the layers off, I should be able to flip that puppy out there and get to work. Hopefully, as long as I don't set my feet up for the next 2 weeks, says the doctor one. Oh, on this day in history. That's pretty interesting. You gonna read that to us?
This is pretty cool, actually. Yeah. On this day in 1959, NORAD Santa Tracker service begins. The event is now a Christmas tradition where the North American Aerospace Defense Command tracks Santa Claus as he travels around the world delivering presents to children. The event began after a printing error in the Sears catalog asked children to call Santa Claus. The number that was printed was a number for Colorado Springs Continental Air Defense Command Center, CONAD. It's NORAD now is where it's at. But I thought that was actually pretty cool. A misprint. Sent them up there.
Interesting.
Isn't that cool?
That's interesting.
Have you ever watched it?
I don't believe in circumstances, but that's just another thing. I mean, not circumstances, but in coincidences. I believe in circumstances, not coincidences.
Have you ever pulled up the NORAD Santa Tracker on Christmas Eve?
No, that's how they find out where you're at. I know better than that. Bible verse this week comes to us from Isaiah 9, verses 6 and 7. And I had that Bible verse up, but I did not post it over here. For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders. And his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and of the peace there will be no end, on the throne of David and over his kingdom, to establish it and to uphold it with justice and with righteousness from the time forth and forevermore. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will do this. Of course, Isaiah was written long before Jesus was born, but the prophecy is of the son that will be born of the line of David, who will be the forever Father, Prince of Peace, Counselor, King, and we will have the high priest that we will no longer have to have intercession from men. We go straight to God after he did away with the curse by paying the ultimate price. I am rambling on tonight. All right, so that was Isaiah 9, verses 6 through 7, the ESV. Tonight's topic, of course, is Christmas.
Christmas.
Since you're older, Doug, I'll let you go first.
You're awesome.
No, we just want to go and talk about. We've been out of the loop. I have, as I said earlier, we've been both sick. I've been more sick than Doug's been sick. I've been sick, and I got this big nail hole in my foot, which is healing up well for all of those who are asking and are concerned. I have not had any complications other than just pain and soreness from having a nail that long. It's been in a barn for 50 years with rust and whatever else has been in that barn with it for the last 50 years. Thankfully, the shoe scraped most of the rust off before it went through my sock, which scraped off some more of the rust and into my foot, and then coming up like right behind the knuckles, I guess you would say, of the foot. That was interesting. I was by chance watching part of Home Alone the other night, and you remember that scene where he puts that glue or something all over the tar all over the stairs, and then there's like a nail about halfway up. When I saw that, I felt every inch of that nail going in that guy's foot. I was like, oh man, that's what it felt like. But yeah, I have stepped on nails before. Most of the time, they've not gone through. When I was young, I had one go all the way through my foot. It come all the way out the top of my foot, but it was up right behind my toes, and it was another one of those big 30-penny nails. Oh man, the one I stepped on. Oh, it was at least a 20-penny. It was 3.5 inches long on the outside of the board. It's just that sickening feeling. You ever stepped on a nail?
Dude, I stepped on one when I was in high school playing baseball. We were tearing down the old barn at our house where we used to have up there, and I stepped on one, and it went through the heel of my shoe and stuck into my heel. And I picked my foot up and I had the board still stuck on it. I was like, oh, that ain't good. I put it back down on the ground and stepped on the board and pulled my foot off of it. And it was like I had blood coming out the bottom of my shoe.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something you don't forget the feeling of. But as soon as I stepped on it, I was like, you just stupid. You just stepped on the nail. I remember putting my foot and the thing I was stepping on was heavy enough. I was like, okay, we're done here. And just started walking, blood dripping out of my shoe.
That just sounds painful.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't want it to heal. I'd rather have it where it went through because it didn't hit anything hard. It just went through soft tissue everywhere, according to the doc. But it has been sore because it's right in the plantar thing and that goes between the front of your foot and the back of your foot. Went up through that. So It's actually relieved a little bit of that tension in that thing, but it is it is not fun. But we've just been gone for so long. We apologize for being out, but when you get old and like Doug is, you know,
Dang.
yeah, the sicknesses and stupidity sort of kick in. But we appreciate y'all being here with us tonight. Hey, Jim. Yeah, you got two demerits for being late, but glad you can finally show up.
All of my stuff I've had lately going to health. I told my wife the other day, I said, I have been to the doctor more in the last 3 weeks than I've probably been in the last 10 years because I just don't go.
Yeah.
And I had to go see the orthopedic again the other day because I made a follow up appointment when I got back from South Dakota pheasant hunting because my knee it was just trashed. I mean, I couldn't hardly walk at all. And by the time I got an appointment to get in to see him, it doesn't started feeling better. He checked it again. He said, "Well, it's look, keep doing what you're doing." So I was like,
So you hopped on
"Oh,
the next plane back out South Dakota.
yeah." Oh man, the guy that where we were hunting out in South Dakota, the lodge is 2-story, and there's a balcony that runs around the top of the lodge, and where you see the doors. They sent us a picture the other day. Snow was piled up all the way to the balcony on the side where that front that came through like this
Mm,
past week has been moving through. Well, what we're getting, I guess, but it piled the snow up.
no. Yeah. Well, Krista, speaking of doctors, y'all gonna get tired of this. Old people talk about doctors and bowel movements. That's about all they talk about. What they eat. But Krista called because she's been fussing about something on my back. I can't see it, so it don't bother me much, but it bothers her a lot. And she wants me to go to a skin doctor and have it
Mm.
zapped or checked out or whatever. I said, it's been there for 5 years. If it ain't kill me yet, it's not going to kill me. So quit worrying about it. And she's like, no, you'll get that checked out. Well, they won't take, we've got Christian Health Share instead of regular insurance because last quote I got from regular insurance for our family was like, I think it was, if I was on the plan with the family, it was like 20 something thousand a year before copay. And
Ooh.
before they kicked in, our premiums and our copays outlay before they would actually start paying anything was 23,000. I'm thinking, and I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm not paying $23,000. That's just premiums. And I was like, we went to Christian Health Share, and that was when it was a mandate by Obama that you had to buy health insurance unless you had a religious exemption thing, which was Christian Health Share. And I retired from Techno, and so we didn't have any health insurance, so we switched over to that. And we don't ever use the insurance. I mean, it's there in case something catastrophic happens. They come in and help pay, and I pay the maximum amount on that health share thing. And there's another option where you can pay more, and it goes over and above whatever the normal plan is. We've never had a claim on it in 8 years, but it's nice knowing you got that if you need it. Well, doctors are not accepting that anymore. I mean, we just pay cash. We go in there and say, hey, we're cash paying, and they don't want your cash. They want some kind of insurance thing to file on. I'm like, just give us a cash price. Well, I don't know what that is. I'm like, and so this latest doctor will not, the one we used to go to, well, we don't accept cash payments anymore. I'm like, how do you not
Why do
accept
you not
cash?
take cash? I don't understand that.
Because, I mean, it's cheaper for us to pay cash for everything we can afford to pay for. And then, like, if we have an expenditure we can't afford, then it kicks in. And it's like, and we don't do anything, that we don't go to the doctor much. When we go to the chiropractor, that's about it. Kids go every once in a while and they get something, but I don't know. Whatever.
I
Well,
have insurance is a ripoff anyway.
yeah.
I got I have insurance through work that I got, and I also have TRICARE because I was in the military. So I have two insurances, and I just got a bill. I don't know, a couple months ago, I guess, for like $4,000 for a visit that Wendy had went. She had to go in the hospital for a couple days, and they sent me a bill for $4,000, and I'm like, and it was from a collection agency, which I'd never gotten a bill to start
Mhm.
with. They
We
just
got one
sent
of them.
it to me.
Like, we pay cash. I don't know what you send me a bill for.
Exactly. Well, I called them. I'm like, hey, did you file any insurance? They're like, it doesn't look like any insurance was ever filed. I was like, well, why don't you try that first
Uh-huh.
and then come back? And I ain't heard nothing else from them since then. I'm like, I got two insurances. You'll be all right.
Yeah. Well, Daphne's got Amazon's insurance, and she's got like the top level. And every time she goes to the doctor, they only pay like 1/4 or 1/3 of whatever it was that she
Hmm.
needed to go to the doctor for. They won't. I think they paid for 4 chiropractic visits. And they won't pay for any more than that. I'm like, you'd be better off to buy your own plan outside the company at the rate that's going. So, whatever. So we'll talk about Christmas again. We never got there. I just, you know, I got. This is the first year that I won't have either parent. Of course, we lost dad before Christmas last year, and mom wasn't feeling well. Wanted to go to Florida. We took her, or I took her to Florida in November after Thanksgiving, and she went down there with a friend and stayed. And we went down to take the kids for their Christmas present last year to go to the parks in Orlando. And we get down there and find out mom's sick, and so she was sick the majority of the time we were down there. Then we came back before Christmas, and she uh, she was too sick to come over at Christmas last year. So we really didn't get to have Christmas with her last year. So it was it was different. Not being with your parents, the first year that's ever happened to me. Of course, this year in my lineage, I'm the oldest, and there's everybody's younger than me. So you know what that feels like, but
I
it's a
do.
new feeling for me that there's no one to reminisce about the old times with. They're all gone. Now my uncle, he's still alive, and I talked to him tonight. He invited me to come to their house on Christmas Eve, Christmas morning. But we have a tradition in our household that me and my children, all my children that are still living here, and Tim that's moved out and has his own family. We just spend Christmas morning together here at the house, and we've been doing that for close to 20 years. And that's just a special time. But I can remember when I was a kid, the times I remember about Christmas was we going to the grandparents' house, and everybody, all the women in the kitchen cooking and talking and laughing, and all the men loading up shotguns and going out and busting
Oh yeah.
rabbits or quail,
Oh
going
yeah.
out kicking the fence rows and stuff, and shooting all that stuff, and bringing it back to the house and cleaning it and bringing in the women cooking it up for breakfast or cooking it up to add to the meal. But it was just that was every Christmas I can remember just going out and doing that, and uh, thinking about all those people are pretty much gone. Sam's the only one left, and but it's just going to be a different Christmas. That instead of looking up to the older folks and talking to them, you're going to be the one looking down, talking to the younger ones coming up, and relaying those stories on.
They're gonna want to hear the stories from us.
Yep, yep. So you got to keep the traditions alive, and so I don't know if I'm going to go out and bust any fence rows tomorrow because I think it's still going to be like 12 or something. I just don't know if I got it in me right now. But I don't think Krista would cook the meal. Come bring in a bunch
Right?
of rabbits. She's a city girl. She does well with hamburger. I don't think she's gonna handle a couple of rabbits and some quail.
And a squirrel.
A squirrel. I don't know if we get any squirrels. We don't have any squirrels right here. All the squirrels are over there on the other side of the farm where all the acorns are at. We only have black locust trees over here on this side of the farm. Black locust and orange osage. makes good bow and arrows, but bows, but it doesn't do much for no nuts. They just got those hedge apples on there.
My buddy called me a little while ago. He's like, "Hey, you want to go duck hunting in the morning? We're going to hit a creek, shoot some wood ducks." I was like, I can't go in the morning because our tradition is all the kids come to our house with the grandkids on Christmas Eve, and then they can do Christmas Day at their house, so the kids can see what Santa brings them and that kind of stuff. So we get them Christmas Eve, and then now Christmas morning, I wouldn't be totally opposed to probably doing a duck hunt or deer hunting or something. You never know. I used to get an invite all the time, and I think the manager's changed now. But I need to go meet him. But they closed one of the local golf courses down on Thanksgiving Day and Christmas Day here. They don't golf, but they open it up to have guys come in, waterfowl hunters, to shoot geese. If you ever go to a golf course and they got geese all over it, they make a
Mhm.
mess on the greens
Oh
and
yeah.
everything else. So they they used to have us come down and shoot them. It was so cool putting decoy on the 18th fairway, right in front of the clubhouse, and call them in. They come flying across a little lake there, and get ready to land on the green and get hammered.
Uh, yeah, I have gator hunts down in Florida, man. I've been on some golf courses down there and had to walk around the alligators laying up on the greens and stuff.
Hmm.
There was one. I don't know if I told you this or not, but we were playing an executive course down in I forget where it was near Marco Island, I think. My brother and dad and I were out playing. My dad loved to play golf. I really never cared anything about it, but we were playing. I'm walking across there. I think I chipped it in from out near a pond up onto the green. And as I'm walking past this pond, there's a gator laying there. He's every bit of 8 foot long. And I just go walking around past him. He's just laying there sunning. I just walk around past him, and I'm probably 4 feet from him. Well, I across his nose and just walked on up to the green. And they came up with a golf cart. However, grabbed my putter. They said, "Did you not see that gator laying there?" Like, yeah, I don't think he's fast enough. I said, I think I could take him. They just looked at me. I don't even want to walk around him. Like, he ain't that fast. I think he's laying out there sunning himself. He's eating too good to be bothering me.
He probably didn't figure he could get you down in one bite anyway.
No, he'd had a fight. He'd ended up with that golf club through his head before it was over.
Hmm.
Eric's on here. It's time to go home. Hello, Eric. Nah, we're just joking. Glad to have you on here. Eric Welch, that is. Eric Carter is also on here. Two Kentucky guys at the same time. Both named Eric. That's dangerous. All right. Let's see. Where are we at? Oh, Primary Arms. I guess we're done with Christmas. Did you have any Christmas stories you wanted to tell?
I'm good. I'm like
Your
you. Just
your mama's birthday was not too long ago, wasn't
it was December the 9th. Sure was.
it? Yeah, I miss your mom and dad. They was great people. We lost
Yeah,
another McDowell this week. We lost Ray McDowell.
we
That
did.
was your dad's cousin, right? It was your dad's uncle's son.
That was his nephew.
It was your dad's nephew.
Yeah, hit Ray's dad and my dad were brothers.
Yeah.
Roy, they
So
were
you're
brothers.
Ray.
That would have been his nephew.
So you're a second cousin then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roy. Ray was a good man. I served as a deacon with him at South Fork for a few years. They'd moved over to South Fork about 4 or 5 years before we moved down to Glasgow. So I got to serve with him 4 or 5 years as a deacon there. And then when I came back, he'd already become deacon emeritus and stepped down because he was close to 90, I guess. But yeah, he I don't know. I guess he fell or something.
That's what one of my cousins was telling me. I don't know. I wasn't real sure.
I what really I would have went to the funeral. I didn't realize it was that soon. I was expecting it to be today, and I found out it was Wednesday, and I was like, "Oh my, I hate missing that." But I guess they knew the weather was still coming in. Maybe they was afraid not to go ahead and have it
Hmm.
because everybody's predicting that bad storm, which would have been bad if it was today for sure.
I can remember going over their house when we were kids, and I don't know if you were over there when they were younger. In They had goats, which just fascinated me at the time. Them things would get up and eat everything.
They had dairy goats, though, didn't
Yeah, yeah. They
they?
used
Yeah,
to
they
go up
were. Yeah, because I remember what was the oldest, his oldest son. We church with
Neil.
him too. Neil. He had cancer, brain cancer or something, didn't he?
Hmm.
He passed away, what, 10, 12 years ago now? Probably,
Yes.
well, longer than that, probably 14 years ago now. He passed away. But I remember all his kids grew up on goat milk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Susan,
I haven't
Su-
seen them in years.
Susan was his wife. She
Yeah,
was
Dixon.
Dixon. Yeah, she was. Man, I'm getting old. I'm not as old as you, but I'm getting old. I'm gonna ring that bell all night. All right, so Farms Road Network. Let's see, Primary Arms. Yeah, you guys check out Primary Arms if you've not checked out their offerings. They've got a lot of cool deals. End of the year sales, and if you have opportunity to put a comment in, just tell them thank you for sponsoring our show. We would appreciate it. You can go to farmsradionetwork.net/PA. It's Papa Alpha, and that will get us a little bit of love, or give Farmers Radio Network a little bit of love, showing how many people are going through that clickbait stuff there. Also, you can check out, we got a few patches and stickers left. If you guys would like to buy patches and stickers, you can find those in our store. Yep, there's the Christmas hooligan, wherever he is.
The
Norse,
armed Santa, I guess.
the armed biker. It looks like a biker Santa. Uh,
He got a bazooka and all kinds of stuff.
he got some cool stuff. So
He
that's Patriot.
he's got your gun, dude. Except
Which one?
the one you're carrying.
Oh yeah, it looks more like the CERT pistol.
Except
Remember,
it's got a red slide on it. He must
that,
be a
yeah,
Georgia fan.
no CERT. You seen the CERT pistols, the laser pistols, trainers?
Hmm.
It's a RT. I've got one of those I use for my concealed carry classes. That
Well,
way I
this
can
one's got an RMR on it and a light. So
kill. So that's Patriot Patch Co. That's a patch of the month. Is that Snow Bunny right there? Check them out, patriotpatch.co, and give them a little bit of love. And let's see, that covers that. We got a Subscribe Star account. That's like PayPal for, not PayPal. What's the one that people always, Patreon? It's like Patreon, but they don't kick you off for
Patreon.
being a God and Guns guy. Patreon didn't like our God and Guns
Right.
stance, so we have to have a Subscribe Star account. So if you would like to send us some love, you're welcome to do that at subscribestar.com/God dash and dash guns. You got two more, and then we got the Armed Citizen of the Week.
Hey, PowerTac lights. Hey, I don't know if you follow these guys, but you ought to check them out. They have had some really good sales on lights lately. So if you're looking for a weapons light, flashlight for just your car, for your wife's car, or a headlamp for hunting, go check our buddies out at powertac.com. They have a light for you. And if you get on there and you find something you like, use our promo code God and Guns. They will give you 30% off just for listening to the show. Also, Crossbreed holsters. You've heard Troy talk about it. You've heard me talk about it. We both love carrying in the Crossbreed holsters. We both carry in the Super Tuck. I will be carrying in a Mini Tuck as soon as I get one, and I may have to order it, but I'm gonna get me one way or the other for my little Sig P365. But it doesn't matter pretty much what kind of gun you're carrying. Crossbreed makes a holster for it and for the way you want to carry. So go check them out. Crossbreedholsters.com. Use the promo code G&G and they'll give you 10% for just listening to the show.
I bought two belts too. They had a big sale there, Black Friday sale. I ended up buying two crossbreed holsters belts. Those things are the bomb. They're the bomb,
Mm-hmm.
man. I love them. I've got one that's, gosh, it predates the show, and the show's 10 years. Uh, it predates the show probably by a couple of years. 12 years old, still strong as it was the day I got it. A little bit longer than it used to be.
Yeah.
It's stretched a little bit over the years, but that old belt was a 62, and the last one I ordered was a 44. So I've gotten a little smaller in the
You
last 10
have.
years.
You
Armed
certainly.
Citizen of the Week. What we got here?
Hey, this one's going to come to us from Chicago. Imagine that, of all places. A Chicago man defended himself when a group of alleged burglars attempted to rob him at gunpoint on Monday, December the 5th of 2022. The man was sitting in his parked car shortly before 6 a.m. that morning when a Kia rolled up and parked nearby. Three strangers got out of the vehicle and approached the man, with one armed with a gun. The individual with a gun pointed at the man as the trio demanded that he hand over his belongings. However, the man, who was a licensed concealed carry holder, instead drew his own pistol and opened fire on the would-be robbers. One of his shots struck the driver of the getaway car in the temple, while another struck the accomplice in the shoulder. The trio quickly retreated back to their car and sped off, only to crash a short distance away, causing one of the three to break his leg. The two burglars who were struck by the armed citizen were taken to a local hospital in critical condition. According to police, the trio was one of two carloads of alleged robbers who had been on a spree of robberies earlier that morning, and the Kia in which they were driving was also stolen. That comes to us from CWBChicago.com in Chicago, Illinois. They got
Man,
all those gun laws up there, Troy. How do they have all this gun crime? How is
mm,
that possible?
because criminals don't obey laws,
Right?
maybe, or maybe the guns just possess the people that pick them up and just
Hmm.
make them do evil things because the guns are smarter than the
The guns kill people.
uh,
I've got this. I got this. I got this AR laying here right next to me, and I've been watching it do the entire show, and not once has it jumped up and done anything on its own.
when you go to bed it takes off in your truck and you don't know what it does all night long.
Well, it might.
It goes out and does
He's
drive-bys all night long.
he's being pretty calm natured right now.
Yeah, because you're still armed with the other gun. You have to have two guns to keep them in check. One to keep in check the other one.
Hmm.
We're getting giddy and tired and old and silly. So we're going to wrap it up. Send your feedback to Troy at GuidingGunsPodcast.com, or
Doug at GuidingGunsPodcast.com.
please tell your friends about us. Leave us an iTunes review and like us on Facebook at Facebook.com/Guiding Guns Podcast. Subscribe to us and follow us on YouTube. And you can find that link somewhere in our notes. And you can search for us on Instagram. I've got a personal Instagram page now too, but it's really pretty much for family and friends that are like real close by. And Wimkin, I haven't been on there in so long. I'm not even going to talk about that. We are on Rumble live right now. You could go over there right now and see it going live right at this exact moment. Even Eric Welch could find us over on Rumble. So Eric, you need to go over and find us on Rumble. Also, we have a MeWe account, which there's not much gun trading going on over there. I probably won't keep that account much longer, but
Mm-mm.
maybe I don't know. I'm back on Twitter, just for the fun of it. They let me back on since Elon took over. I was offered to be able to open my account back up, so I did. Then we got a what's the other account? Truth Social.
Yep.
President Trump's social media. We got that account over there. Our website's guidinggunspodcast.com. outlaws.com. Merry Christmas, everybody. Y'all have a great time with your friends and family. Merry Christmas to you and Wendy, Doug, and your children.
Merry Christmas to y'all as well. Hope y'all feel better.
Yeah, we're on the mend. We're hopefully going to be well enough to go see the Outlaws tomorrow. And if Audrey is not coughing her head off, we will try to go see them. We're going to have her take a test before we go, just so we can show them to them and visit the Outlaws. And then we'll be here for Christmas. Until next time, y'all, stay cold, stay warm, stay inside, stay away from the. Have a blessed week. Keep yourself. I'm rambling on. I am so tired. I can't even think straight. Good to talk to y'all, Doug. Take care the rest of it there. I'm out.
Merry Christmas. Have a blessed week and keep your guns close, but keep your Bibles closer. Y'all have a good week and Merry Christmas from us to you.
Merry Christmas, guys. And nothing's working.